Hello, children. Welcome to our first day of math. Now, we're just jumping right into it. This is lesson 1-1, evaluating algebraic expressions. So if you're taking notes, go ahead and title this 1-1, evaluate algebraic expressions. Now, looking right here, we see we are starting off with a lot of vocabulary today. We've got 6 words. We're going to hit them all real quick. So again, write down all of these definitions. If you need to pause to make sure you have them all, go ahead and pause the video to make sure you have your definitions, and then we will get going. So a variable is a letter that represents a value that can change. So a variable is any letter, and it represents a value that can change. When we use that letter, I don't care what the value is. The value might be 3, the value might be 10, the value might be 1,000,000. Doesn't matter. That value can change every time. We need to know what that value is in order to solve, but we need to know that it can be any value we want. Now, a coefficient is a number that is multiplied there we go, I knew that looked wrong. Multiplied by the variable. So a number that is multiplied by a variable. So we're going to go through, I'm going to give us an example of what all these look like, but for now, we're just writing down the definitions. An algebraic expression is a math problem that includes one or more variables. So if you have a math problem and it has a variable in it, it is called an algebraic expression. All right, a constant is a number that does not change. So numbers are constant. They're not changing. 5 is 5 every time. 7 is 7 every time. 22 is 22 every time. These numbers don't change. All right. Now, evaluate means to solve an algebraic expression. So to solve, to understand an algebraic expression, we evaluate, and we evaluate by substitution. So to evaluate means to solve an algebraic expression by substitution. And so that brings us to our last one, substitution, which means we are giving value to variables in order to evaluate. So substituting means we're giving value to the variables that exist out in the world. All right, that is all of our vocabulary. So let's now go through and talk about a little bit what some of these might mean. All right, let's say I have the algebraic expression. We'll go 5x plus 3. This is an algebraic expression, 5x plus 3. We can see the variable, so a letter that represents a value that can change. The variable here is x. This letter is a value that can change. X can be anything. X can be 1, x can be 0, x can be 30. It can change no matter what we do. Next, we have a coefficient. That is a number that is multiplied by the variable. Which number here is being multiplied by the variable? Well, that's 5. 5 is being multiplied by the variable. We're multiplying 5 times x. So what happens when you have two values next to each other like this? If you have a number and a letter next to each other, that means multiplication. Okay, so pretend there's like a little dot there. We're not going to actually put a little dot there. We're just going to pretend. All right. A constant is a number that does not change. There's a number up here that's not changing. It's going to stay the same all the time, and that would be 3. 3 is not changing. 3 is going to be 3 all the time. Now, the entirety of what we have going on up here is an algebraic expression. This is a math problem that includes one or more variables. This one just includes one variable, but all of this is an algebraic expression. Everything here is a math problem that includes a variable. Now, in order to evaluate this expression, we need to give value to x. So if I were to say, just in our minds, we know, let's say x equals 2. To evaluate when x equals 2, anytime we see x, we're going to make it equal to 2. So we would rewrite this by saying 5 times 2 plus 3. And I'm going to solve using PEMDAS. Multiplication first, 10 plus 3 equals 13. So we evaluate this expression when x equals 2. This equation equals 13. All right, let's slow things down for a minute here. That got a little bit confusing. All right, so that is all of our vocabulary. Let's go and try some of this evaluating and substituting on our own. Let's say I have the expression x plus 5, and I know x equals 11. So in order to solve, if I know x equals 11, anytime I see an x, I want to make that into 11. So instead of x plus 5, it's going to be 11 plus 5. And we can do 11 plus 5. It's 16. Okay, that's evaluating algebraic expressions. It just is putting what we know, the facts that are given to us, into our expression, and then solving. Let's say I had, x plus 3 times x for x equals 7. Well, just like before, I'm going to look and say, okay, I know x equals 7, so anywhere I see an x, I'm going to make that into 7. Well, I've got an x here, and I've got an x here. So I'm going to rewrite this equation with my x's as 7s. 7 plus 3 times 7. And then order of operations, let's do our parentheses first. 10 times 7 equals 70. And this would be my answer. 70. Let's try. What happens if I have 2 values in my equation? Let's say I have the equation 5x plus 2y. And I know x equals 13, y equals 11. Just like before, I'm going to say, okay, wherever I see a 13 or an x, I'm going to put 13. Wherever I see a y, I'm going to put 11. Let's rewrite my problem here. So remember, number next to letter means multiplication. So this is 5 times 13 plus 2 times 11. Let's solve these out. 5 times 13 is 65. 2 times 11 is 22. Add those up, and I get 87. You're seeing how this works. Always just plugging in our letter where we see it in our expression. All right, one last one. This one is for you to do, and then we will be all done. Let's say I have 4x plus 3y, and I know x equals 2, y equals 1. What is my answer to this question? I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.